All right. What's going on, everyone on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another live stock market stream from the Millennial Motivation Entrepreneur YouTube channel. First and foremost, if you're new to the channel and tuning in for the first time, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below and hitting the bell icon right beside it. That way you'll be notified every time we go live or upload another video for you guys. So, market this morning, we had a little bit of a pullback here, to say the least, over the first probably not quite hour. We haven't been open for quite an hour yet in the markets, but overall market kind of trying over the last few minutes to kind of pick a direction, decide if it wants to pull back up. We're up about 0.1% right now overall, but market trying to figure out exactly where we're going to go for the rest of the morning. I mean, the Dow is up right around 100 points, 90 to 100 points right now. S&P is kind of lagging. The NASDAQ, I believe, as well. We don't have it pulled up here. Let's replace Nikki with, I think it's MNQ. How's it going there, Fernando? Good morning, good morning. NASDAQ just went positive as well, actually. So everything's starting to pull up. The NASDAQ was actually in the red by about 0.1%, I believe, earlier in the trading session. Like I said, the S&P is kind of trading sideways probably the last 10 to 20 minutes or so, right around that 29.84, 29.83.50 to 29.85.25 around the recent high. I actually did get in. We'll go over my positions and whatnot. I'm down right around 3/4 of a point right now on the micro E-mini S&P 500 future, just in one contract, of course. Now down about 0.5 point. Nothing major. I got in slightly too early. Did not wait for the full confirmation. It came up over 29.85, so when it pulled back to 29.84.75, I went ahead and hopped in thinking it was going to continue up, but I didn't wait for that true confirmation for us to get above the 12 EMA. When we get above the 8, that's usually a good sign, but honestly, we really need to get above the 12, and then from there, you want to see it go above your SMAs, all that good stuff. But I was also looking at the 5-minute chart. I've been playing around with my MACD settings a little bit lately, and those of you in Discord, I actually posted a link in there about like using your MACD and all that good stuff, how I have mine set up now. But I can show you guys really quick. The MACD settings now are at 3, 10, and 16. It just, from what I noticed over last night's trading session, is it's a lot, at least for overnight trading, it works very well with flagging a good time to buy, a good time to sell, etc. Obviously, you're never going to get in like at an exact perfect time, but it tends to do pretty well. I'm not going to say to literally go based off of any one indicator, of course. Still look at your RSI, DMI, all that good stuff, but it did work last night. We can go over my trades really quickly. Like I said, we're down slightly on this position, about 0.5 point to a point right now. That still puts us up right around $30 roughly on the day. We go over to activities. So you can see here, last night we started trading. We were in this trade for about an hour. Wasn't really actively watching it. But we got in long at 29.8275. We cut it right around 29.87. Then we decided to go short at 29.8650. I could have got this filled at 29.83, I believe, or 29.83.25, but I missed the quick drop, and obviously with those quick drops, it tends to pull up relatively quickly like a yo-yo. And it was hovering right around 29.84 to 29.8450 as a decent support. Get that adjusted there. So I just decided, you know what, I'm up 2 points. I'll go ahead and cover my profit and be done for the day. After fees and commissions, that put me up like $26 roughly on the evening. Just 2 trades up $26, which on the micro mini future, keep in mind, you got to keep all that in perspective when you're trading just one contract on the micro mini futures, because it's 1/10 of ES at the end of the day. So I mean, it's like, yeah, I only made $26 after fees and commissions, but if I was trading ES, that would have been equivalent to being up like $260, $270 after fees and commissions. So you got to keep it all in perspective at the end of the day. And honestly, this position here, I'm honestly debating going ahead and just cutting it while it's close to break even. 29.85 is acting like a very strong resistance today. And I mean, we're due for red day. I mean, we're up 6 out of the last 7 trading sessions have been green. The only thing I do like is like the 10-minute and 15-minute, I believe, are starting to show signs that we should go up a little bit. And my plan essentially is to get around that 29.87 level, 29.86, 29.87. It wouldn't be a big profit, but obviously you'd like to get some profit. My original target was 29.8875 because that was where we had some resistance early on in the pre-market. We did reach like 29, what was it, 29.91, or it's right here. 29.9175 is where we reached. But right around that 29.8875 to 29.90 gave us quite a bit of resistance this morning before we obviously pulled back a little bit at open. So I was just pretty much targeting like a 4 to 5 point profit, which is not bad by any means. Again, you got to keep it all in perspective. 4 to 5 points, yeah, that's only $20 to $25 of profit on the micro. But if you just keep building your account, 25 here, 20 there, 10 here, 20 there, eventually you'll be able to trade the ES, which then a 4 to 5 point profit is $200 to $250 worth of profit. So never underestimate just those little 2 to 5 point gains. They all add up at the end of the day. And whenever you start trading ES, I mean, I'll take $200 to $250 per trade any day of the week. So you can see here, pullback like we mentioned, and then literally for the last, probably half hour almost, we've been just kind of trading sideways between 29.8350 roughly and 29.8525. Just kind of in this range. Like I said, I think we're getting ready to keep going up. That's why I haven't went ahead and just closed the position. 10-minute chart, I'm liking the setup of it. We're looking to get across at the MACD. Which again, like I said, I tweaked with my settings. They're at 310 and 16, right? Yeah, 310 and 16. I do have the signals on, which I mean that's just personal preference at the end of the day. All that does is whenever you get across or something, like say this gets ready to cross here in a second, they would put an arrow up essentially. I mean it's kind of just your own deal, I guess. But yeah, like I said, it's been kind of boring the last half hour. I thought it was a good time to go ahead and hop on. I don't like to hop on as I'm like trying to get into a position because it's just easy to get kind of sidetracked. But been in the trade now for, I don't know, about 40 minutes maybe because we got in right around here. So about 40 to 45 minutes we've been in this trade. We're now down about a point on it, which for those of you that don't know much about micro E-mini futures, every point equals $5 a profit or $5 a loss. So if you're down a point after my fees and commissions, I use Tastyworks for my trading. I love their platform. I mean, I wouldn't say I love it necessarily, but I mean it's good, very low commissions, good, reliable company. Not like bootlegged or anything like that. Good overall company. They run the Tasty Trade YouTube channel. If you don't know anything about them, I believe there's a link maybe in my description box down below that just shows all of like their fees, commissions for options, stocks, futures. They do futures options as well. I don't do futures options, but they do offer that as well. So link for that's in the description box if you haven't heard of them and you maybe want to take a look at them. But I do use them, and I use TD Ameritrade for my charting because I will say overall I don't necessarily care for their charting. I don't even remember how to pull up the chart on theirs. Let's see here. Maybe it's... I mean, I literally only use their platform to execute the trades. As you can see, I mean, I don't navigate through their website a whole lot. So it looks like we're getting a little bit of a pull up here. Again, that 29.85.25 has been a big resistance the last half hour. Right around that 29.85 to 29.85.25. It looks like we briefly popped up to 25.85.75. Maybe a good sign. Might be getting ready to go up. But overall, that 29.85, 29.85.25 number has just been ridiculous this morning. Trying to break through that. So, as you can see, right back down. So, we'll see what happens. Pull up that 10-minute chart again. You can see, I mean, just literally sideways the last 20 minutes. Gray dojis. So, not a whole lot going on. The Dow's still up about 90. But what was I mentioning? Tastyworks. I'm trying to pull up the chart for you guys. There we go, chart. So see, I mean, their charting, I mean, it's not like advanced. I mean, they do now offer indicators, which I did not know. So I might have to actually go in here and play around with it and let you guys know how I like the charting on here. But in the past, I did not necessarily care for the charting on Tastyworks, but it looks like they've updated it some. So I might have to actually play around with it. I might actually end up liking it. But I'll probably mess around with that later on today. But as of now, I do use Thinkorswim for my charting, just because I have it all set up to what I like. I've been using Thinkorswim since I started trading for my charts, and that's almost 2 years ago now. But yeah. And like I said, I don't know if anyone's new to the channel. I haven't even checked on the stream yet. See how good or not good we're doing. Looks like we're doing all right. Green is good. Yellow and red means the stream is doing bad. So if there's ever any technical issues or anything, definitely just say, "Hey, idiot, your microphone or something's messing up." But yeah, if you're all new to the channel, we'd love to have you here. Definitely click that subscribe button below. Last I checked, we finally reached over 700 subscribers. I believe as of this morning, it was like 705, something like that. So awesome to see the community here just keep on growing day by day, week by week. We'd love to hit 1K maybe by the end of the year. That's a far stretch goal. It's hard to get to that 1,000 subscriber level, but if we could get there, that'd be amazing. And if we get there by the end of the year, I'll probably do some kind of giveaway for you guys. I don't know what I would do yet, but that'd be awesome if we could somehow overlap that 1,000 by the end of the year, because that is a hard thing to do, I know. And I don't know if I mentioned this. We have a Discord group chat, by the way. That's down in the description box. It's totally free. I don't charge for anything associated with this channel. We're just here, a bunch of like-minded people just trying to achieve financial freedom at the end of the day. So look at that volume, 161. Like, there's just very little. The volume in this market has sucked the last week or two now. I mean, I was paper trading. For those of you that don't know, if you're new again, I started paper trading the micro mini futures probably about 3 months ago or so now, just to kind of prove to myself that I could trade the futures and whatnot, because I never had any experience with futures before. So I wanted to prove to myself, of course, that I could trade the futures. And I mean, there was some good volume there for a month or two. Lots of movement, obviously. If we go back even just to the 20-day chart, with the exception of this last week, you can see, I mean, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then we finally just started pretty much just going straight up. Slowly but surely, we're kind of leveling out now. But, I mean, just a lot of movements, a lot of volume, a lot of volatility. It was almost easy to trade in that market, but it seems like ever since I started trading with my real money, the volume has just dried up, and we're getting our biggest moves overnight, and then the market kind of just doesn't do a whole hell of a lot during the day. So again, we're back down here. This is the annoying part of the morning, man. Pull up that 10-minute chart again. Okay. But, yeah. So, I mean, I proved to myself over a period of like 2.5 months or whatever that I could consistently profit. Obviously, you're not going to profit on every single trade. That's just not realistic. But over a period of 2 to 3 months, not quite 3 months, but like 2.5 months, I made trading just 1 to 3 contracts for the most part, paper trading. Right around, what was it, like $6,000 over a period of 2 to 3 months. Not every trade was 1 to 3 contracts. There were a couple times where, I mean, they on the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim, they'll give you like $200,000 of buying power, for example. And there were times where, I mean, I tried to keep it as realistic, like what money I'm going to be trading with as possible. I tried to do like 1 to 3 contracts of the micro mini, but there were times where, yeah, I mean, I would average down and buy like 5 contracts. But for the most part, I tried to keep it realistic, 1 to 3 contracts, because that's right around $700 to $2,100 you're trading with, which is right around what I'll be trading with. I started with $800 right now, and as you can see, we're up about $106 roughly since starting to trade, and that's after fees and commissions, all that good happy BS that no one likes to talk about. But yeah, so can't complain. I mean, again, you got it when you're trading the Micro E-mini. I cannot stress it enough to just keep your profits and losses, everything in check. Keep your ego in check, because there's a lot of times where I'll be up like 4 or 5 points on a position. It starts to kind of stall out, and I'm like, man, I really want to squeeze another 2 to 5 points out of this. But I'm like, hey, I'm up $25. If I was trading the big boy, the ES, would I try to squeeze out another 2 to 5 points? Hell no, because 5 points on ES is $250 worth of profit. I'm not gonna put that at risk just because I want to squeeze out another 2 points. Why would I risk my $250 just to gain possibly another $100? I mean, obviously at that point you put in some risk management because you're already up on your position. Say I'm gonna risk 1 point, which is $50, say, because you've already covered your commissions, all that good stuff. You're gonna say, okay, well, I'm gonna risk 1 point here for a potential 2 to 3 point additional gain, and I'll set my trailing stop loss or whatever at that point. But for the most part, I don't really get that involved, I guess you could say. If I'm in the green and I see any sort of resistance, or if I'm shorting, if I see any kind of support where the market might try to bounce, then I'm just going to go ahead and cover my profit. I don't want to make it too complicated because I don't want to be sitting there all day or sitting there all night, just because you can set your stop losses and everything all you want. There's just something about the psychology of trading. You go to do something, you're still checking it on your phone, seeing how your trade's doing and whatnot. So me personally, I just like taking the profits or cutting the losses really quick. That's one thing I will say that I've been trying to do a lot better of, is not necessarily cutting the losses so quick. I mean, there is a point where you can cut them too quickly, like I almost did earlier this morning on this trade, because I was down about close to 4 points actually on this trade at one point. Now we're at break even. Well, technically down 275 after fees and commissions, but in essence, we're at break even. So, I mean, if I had done that, then I would have lost $22 or something after fees and commissions. Now, if I covered right here, I would be literally at break even, and that's after fees and commissions. Now it would actually be up about $1. So, I mean, sometimes you need to let a trade play out. Take a look at all of your, take a look at your charts. Don't just rush to cover your profits or cut losses super quick. Take a look at the chart. Just think of it as if you're not even in the position. Think, would I get in here? Would I go ahead and not get in here? And then at that point, make your decision. Or if you want to be lazy, set a stop loss, I guess. But again, that's not my style of trading. So we're trying here. We're trying really, really hard to break above that 28.85, 25 level. We hit 29, 85, 50 a couple times, and we've gotten rejected each time. That's how it's been pretty much all morning. I mean, you can see even when we pulled back a little bit earlier, 29, 85, 50-ish was the resistance before it continued to go down. So it makes sense here that, again, this is going to give us a little bit of trouble. If we break through here, I think we're at least, this is the 50 SMA right here. So if we can get above here, I think we're at least going to retest right around that 29.88. At that point, I might just go ahead and cover the profit, guys. That'd be 3 to 4 points. A lot better than 3 to 4 point loss that I was looking at earlier. 8 point turnaround there. So, like I said, my target profit was right around 88.75 to 29.90, but wasn't necessarily planning on it taking quite so long. Make sure we're still doing all right over here with you guys. We got 3 of you tuning in. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream so far. If you are, definitely make sure to smash the like button. I greatly appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys tuning in on this Monday morning. Hopefully you guys are having a good start to your week. It's being a pain in the ass. Let's take a look again. And I know what'll happen. I'll end up just going ahead and getting out of this position at like 29.85.50, which I mean would give me a very, very small profit, like $1 maybe, after my fees and commissions. Because let's see here, pull up the calculator. So 125 per tick, of course. I'd be up 3 ticks. So yeah, I mean after my fees and commissions, which are like $2.75 essentially, that would $1 of profit. um, so we just keep getting rejected time and time again at that 29.85, 29.85, 25 level. Let's see. Made a mistake on gold. Yeah, I don't know about gold. I mean, I've never really traded gold a whole lot. I mean, I traded some gold ETFs like JNUG and JDST way back whenever like I was first getting introduced to the market. I believe I called this out whenever we started coming back down. I said I would not be surprised if gold futures go back down to that 1500, 1510 level. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone that's like watched the live streams, or you can like go back. I believe we talked about gold. What day was it? What day was this? Let's see here. This was the 5th. So what was that? Thursday or Friday? I know we talked about gold recently. It wasn't too long ago. So maybe right around Thursday. So if you go back to right around like Wednesday to Friday's live streams, I believe we mentioned gold. And I said, honestly, I think gold is going back to 1500 to 1510. But let's see. It's down about 0.4% this morning. And again, my reason for that is, I mean, gold's obviously at recent highs that I can remember since I started trading. And it's all honestly over just fears, market fears. People always seem to like go to gold. Silver was also up big. Gold, silver. People just tend to go to those metals for some reason a lot of times whenever there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. I was honestly surprised it came up as high as it did. I thought it was going to stall out right around 1400, but proved me wrong. Continued to go up to 1510. But I think it's over, in all honesty. I mean, unless if we get some new news that makes the market unstable, you know what I'm saying? Like something that really shakes the market up again, then I don't know. I see gold continuing to fall from where it's at currently. The other thing, you guys know I follow the 1 hour chart a lot too. When it comes to trades, this is what really helped me a lot whenever it came to me getting into futures and specifically paper trading and whatnot. Whenever I was first starting out, the 1 hour chart always seemed to tell the tale of the story, like where the market was going to go over the next few days, or in the very near future, maybe off by a day or two. Like you can see here, obviously we've really stalled out right around this 29. Again, that 29, we'll call it 29.80 to 29.90. We've kind of been just in this little 10-point range here over the last few days, few trading sessions. I mean, the MACD has cooled off a lot. It's been honestly just kind of neutral, to be honest. And our RSI even has cooled off quite a bit. I mean, it got low to a low this morning of 46. So the 1 hour chart necessarily hasn't been proven right over the last week roughly. But in the past, whenever the market was super volatile, you could see, I mean, man, I hate when they send that shit. It makes me think an alert's going off. You can see here, I mean, every time this thing got overbought, it'd pull back. Anytime it get oversold, it'd bounce up. And I mean, we're not talking little bounces. 28.10 all the way up to 28.88. So you're talking a 78-point bounce there. And that's just before it starts to show signs of not oversold. So, I mean, that's a big bounce. And I mean, that's like how I was playing it a lot of times, just waiting for signs of overbought, waiting for signs of oversold. Again, another sign right here. I mean, even if you got in, say, right here, you're talking another 20, 30-point bounce. here's another sign of oversold. Say you got in, and that's the thing too, guys. It's never 100%. You always end up getting in a little early. I mean, it's almost impossible to time it perfectly right. But I mean, say you got in at 28.80 here, and you wrote it out, boom, it paid off for you. That's another 30, 60 point gain. We're pulling up here. But you get what I'm saying. I mean, the hourly chart, it told the tale of the story for a while, but it just hasn't been the last week. So we're trying to pull up a little bit here. I don't know. I don't think nothing's really happened. Dow's still up around 100. Let's take a look over at the broader markets. NASDAQ is now up almost 12 points as well. Oil is surging. I'll admit, I think I might be wrong here, at least short term on oil. It's going to try to test 58, it's looking like. Breaking out for sure. It's above that resistance level. You can see it. Used it as a support here, and then boom, it's just continued up. So I will say oil has shocked me. VIX still has a lot of room to run down. I say right around 15 is where we'll get a bounce in VIX, which is where we'll probably get some sort of a sell-off within the market. Seems like every time we get around 15, 16 on the VIX is when we tend to kind of bounce and have some sort of volatility pickup. That's not 100%, of course. VIX at the end of the day is driven by what? Fear. If there's no fear in the market, then by all means we'll just keep running, right? So something to keep in mind. But it looks like here we're finally starting to take off a little bit. Pull up our 10-minute chart. You can see we just flashed a buy signal on the MACD. It looks like it finally crossed. Yeah, we had the cross. So we'll see what happens here. Again, I think right around that 29.87 I might sell. Depends on what kind of resistance we have up there. Maybe even 29.87.75. That'd be a 3-point profit. Again, probably not going to get a huge profit on that trade, but you just got to keep it in perspective. Get those 3 points here, 5 points there. Get that occasional 8 to 10 point profit there. It all adds up at the end of the day. So right now we're up a point. That's $5. After your fees and commissions, like $250, roughly $225, $250. But still green, to say the least. So that'd put us up again right around $113 since we started trading. The micro E-mini futures now about 2 weeks ago. I've actually been keeping track of it on my Apple Notes, like my profit loss week by week. So first week we were doing great right out of the gate. We went up like $120 like the first day, day and a half. And then we lost it all on one bad trade, which if I held that position, again, sometimes you can be wrong by selling, cutting your losses too quick. If I had held that position, it would have ended up being in the process. So the trade was actually down like $120. And if I had held the position just for a few more hours, the trade would have actually made $25. So again, I mean, it was my fault because I'd risked, what was it, like 20 points I was down roughly on that position. So, I mean, it was bad risk management on my end to begin with, but sometimes you just got to stick it out whenever you get down like that. If you forget for some reason to set a stop loss, because I was trading at work, another thing that wasn't a good idea. I placed that trade at work, and but anyways, that wiped that profit out. I made $1 the first week. Last week, second week, we made $83, and this is net profit after fees, commissions, losses from other trades, stuff like that. This is like net profit just on the week. Last week, we made $83 in net profit, which put us at the $884 on the account, and then obviously so far to start the week, that puts us up, like $28 right now if I were to sell this position. So, not a bad start to the week. The goal for the week is to profit at the minimum $100, but my actual target is $200. So, and again, this is trading just one contract. I can't stress that enough. With one contract, you're not going to see I mean, I was literally doing the math just based on, man, what if I was trading two contracts? Because you're doubling everything, right? And that's obviously if you buy two contracts at the same time, which I don't know if I would or wouldn't. What I'm thinking is since I always seem to buy slightly too early, like this trade this morning, prime example, what I would do is I buy my one where I think it's a good time to get in, and if it continues to sell, average down, or if I'm shorting, average up, whatever. But I mean, if it seems like a really great opportunity, then obviously I'll go in with my two contracts. But 9 times out of 10, I always seem to get in a couple points too early, usually 2 to 4 points too early. So what my plan of action would probably be is to use my one contract, see how the trade unfolds, and if it pulls back or if it goes up, whatever the case may be, a little bit more, then go ahead and add another contract in and make some more profit. But either way, if you just literally take one contract and turn it into two, you're obviously like doubling your profit, but at the same time you could be doubling your loss. So you got to be careful with that logic. So let's see, why are we stalling out here? Right around 29.86. So I guess this was right around where we were stalling out. So I guess that makes sense. So our 1 minute chart showing we might pull back a little bit. Let's pull up that 10 minute some more. So our DMI for like the quote unquote bull sentiment, I just call it the buy or sell signals, the green and red. We're still down at 11 on that 10 minute chart. I don't know what we're at on the 5 minute. 5 minute, we're at about 11 and a quarter as well. You can see the sell, the bear thesis, so to speak, has pulled back a lot on that 5 minute. The neutral, hovering right around 36. What were we at on the 10 minute on the bear side? Let's see. So it's pulling back too. It's down to 23. It looks like now I'm up about 2 points. Looks like we might be finally trying to break out of that little. Oops. It's taking its sweet time though this morning, isn't it? I mean, this is straight up. I mean, this volume has been something. Let's see. 260. Well, we've had a little bit of a volume increase here over the last probably 10 minutes or so. Make sure our stream is still doing all right. We still got, looks like 3 of you tuning in, 3 of you tuning in right now. Like I said, we're up now right about 2 points. I'm considering just going ahead and getting out of that position right around that 29.87 level. Pretty much the same sell that I had last night on my position. Starting to approach signs of overbought on that 1 minute. Let's pull up the 5 minute. 5 minute. Still got room to run. What I like using the most as of late has been like that 5 and 10 minute chart for my trades. Again, I mean, none of it's going to be perfect. It's just, you're never going to get in at the exact right time. But I noticed with my 5 and 10 minutes, specifically on the MACD and RSI, and using the DMI kind of as my last result, just see kind of where the overall market sentiment is at. But the 5 and 10 minute chart have seen, and then 15 as well, but mostly 5 and 10 minute chart have treated me pretty well when it comes to getting in and out of trades recently. I will say, if we go back to my overall activity, Thursday, Friday were bad days. I mean, I had a bad stretch of trades Friday, Saturday. Thursday, Friday. If it wasn't for how just Thursday and Friday went, I probably would have ended up close to $200 or $300 on the week. But Thursday, Friday, they just were not good days for me. I don't know. I mean, that happens. You're going to get in a rut. That's just part of it. Honestly, it was perfect timing for that to happen because Friday afternoon I just took a step away and then just didn't even think about stock market hardly at all on Saturday. I hopped in the chat with you guys on Discord here and there, but we talked about football here and there, stuff like that. Just kept my mind kind of off the stock market for a little bit, which, I mean, I probably needed. We all need that from time to time. And came in last night, had a good couple trades to start the week. This trade we're now up 2.25, 2 to 2.25. So I mean, sometimes you just need to take a step back from the market, analyze what's been going wrong, adjust stuff as needed. I learned a few things about the MACD over the weekend. I believe I posted a link at some point. Let's see if we can find it here. Yeah, I posted a link in here. I'll probably let me copy that. I'm probably going to post this, link it in the description box for you guys as well, because it was a good little article. I mean, I'm not saying that you need to like do what this article says to do or anything, but I listened to what the guy was saying about the MACD, and my MACD is working a lot better for me, I will say. So might be something you guys want to check out. I'll post that after we get done with the stream and everything. So once the video uploads, you can just click back on the video, and it'll be down there in the description box for you all soon. So, and I think I might still have it pulled up too. Let's take a look here. So it's just good information overall about the MACD. This is more so for like newer people, or if you're new to using like just the MACD in general. I've always had my MACD pulled up, but I just had the default settings, which when I actually adjusted mine for like the day trading settings and signals and all that good stuff, it made a pretty big difference. Like I said, you never want to go based on one indicator at the end of the day, but it's all about learning at the end of the day. I mean, I like learning, especially when it's learning about something that like I enjoy to do. I mean, if you don't enjoy trading in the stock market, then I mean, why are you doing it at the end of the day? I mean, I guess that's kind of my 2 cents on that. But so this next area of resistance is probably going to be right around that 29.87 level. Awesome little unnecessary red candle there. But let's see, let's go back to that 10-minute chart. So, yeah, like I said, I might just go ahead and get out at 29.87. That'd be 2.25 points of profit. Again, we're trading the Micro E-mini S&P 500. For those of you that don't know, that is different than /ES, which, I mean, they're not necessarily different. All it is at the end of the day, I mean, same price action, same everything. It's just MES is literally 1/10 the size of the E-mini, hence the name Micro E-mini. I wish they would have named it something more simple, just like micro. I don't know, something easier to remember. But so it's just 1/10 the size, 1/10 the size to get in, 1/10 the profit, all that good stuff. So like the E-mini, it costs about $7,000 to get into, like $69.95, something like that, depending on where you're trading. Pretty much we'll just call it $7,000 to get in. In the Micro E-mini, it costs $700 per contract to get in. We'll call it, rounding up, of course. It's actually about $694, but $700 to get in. And every quarter, every tick on the E-mini is $12.50 of profit. 1/10 of that is going to be $1.25 of profit on the Micro E-mini. So every point is $5 versus $50 on the E-mini. The goal for me, of course, is to be trading the E-mini. I would love to maybe by the end of the year, but hopefully within the next year at the latest, I'll be trading the E-mini, because there are some downsides to these Micro E-mini futures, which I've been super vocal about. If you're in our Discord group chat, you know that. There's just some things where it's like the E-mini by far is the one to trade, but the Micro is definitely a good one to start with. Like, I don't plan on trading the E-mini. I was debating opening like a NinjaTrader account, and because obviously they offer like a $500 intraday margin for E-mini, but I was like, you know what? Nothing good ever comes of trying to rush into anything. I've gotten burned in the past by doing that kind of thing. It's not necessarily in the stock market, but just in life in general. You don't want to rush anything. Anything that's actually really good in life takes time. So I decided to be patient And if I prove to myself, just consistently profit, go from one contract in the micro to two contracts, from two to three. Once I get up to five, then I'll probably make the switch over to the E-mini, because at that point, I mean, I'm not investing any more money into this account. I put $800 in there. We're up $116 trading just one contract over the last almost 2 weeks now, something like that. Going on third week. So if I can get up to five contracts, I mean that's some good profit. So if I can get up to five contracts and consistently profit with those five contracts, then I'll definitely hop over to the E-mini. At that point, I'll be trading with what would that be? Right around $4,000 anyways at the minimum. So I won't be too far off of the E-mini. So I mean I'll just trade my way up, and then once I have enough money to trade the E-mini, we'll hop in there. Which that's the way I suggest it for all of you guys that are thinking about hopping into futures. Start out with the micro, and specifically start out paper trading, and keep it as realistic as possible. Don't try to go out there and buy like 10 contracts paper trading. I mean, you're not going to use 10 contracts. If you are, that's stupid. Go over to the E-mini, because if you're trading 10 contracts, you're defeating the purpose of the micro, which is 1/10 the size. You're eating more in commissions, by the way. So I mean, it's just stupid to do that to begin with. But start with the micro, start paper trading, prove to yourself for at least a month or two that you can profit paper trading, and then start with, like I did, just start with enough for one contract. Prove to yourself you can continue to profit, go up to two, same thing, three, same thing, and then eventually you'll have enough money in that account to start trading the E-mini, which is obviously the ultimate goal. Let's see here. And of course, if you guys have any questions or even any ticker symbols you want me to take a look at, any stocks you want me to look at, just shout it out in the chat. I don't know which way I'm supposed to be pointing. I think it's that way. It should be right over there for you all. So another pullback. Awesome. Let's see. So we got rejected right around, I believe this is the 180 SMA that we have. Or is that the 34? I guess that's my 34 EMA. Where the hell? Oh, I took the 180 SMA off. Okay. So yeah, I only use the 50 SMA now, specifically for like intraday trading. I took the 180 off. Just had too many lines going on. I mean, at the end of the day, the ones that I use the most is 34 EMA, 8, and 12, along with the 50 SMA. It says I have the 180. What color is it then? Oh, it's my gray one. Man, my stuff's been getting messed with lately, and it's really bugging me. Every time I seem to close the Thinkorswim platform out the last few days, it seems to like mess with it goes back to like my settings from months ago. Like it messes with the colors of my lines and everything. So what's my 50 then? My 50 is the orange. Okay. Whatever. Okay, so 50 is the orange. So I mean, yeah. I don't know. Let me see. So we're back above the 50 SMA then. Okay, this makes more sense. Okay. So, yeah, 50 SMA acting as resistance now. That makes sense. Let's see. We just broke below. I don't know why I keep calling that the 50. The 50 SMA looks like we're trying to break it once again. We already broke the 34 EMA, the 12, the 8. And our 180 SMA is acting as a resistance now. Yeah, this, man. On the 5-minute is still right around that 288 level, 287, 288. I don't know why my 5 minutes all the way down there. Or 10-minute. So yeah, should still try to test that 287.25 level, but I mean we're not far off of that, but we did just start curling down here recently. Right now we're still up only about half of a point. I was almost considering hopping out when we hopped over 286 again, but because they're pulling it back down, it seems. It's almost, honestly, guys, it's almost been better to trade the stock market during the evening session. I mean, the intraday action has just been retarded, to say the least. I mean, just look at just this last week. I mean, just a whole lot of, and I mean, these little moves, I mean, they're all happening like after hours, overnight. I mean, you can see this one happened at 5, 6, 8 p.m. This one happened overnight. This happened still pre-market hours. What else here? I mean, you can see overall last few days we've had a whole lot of nothing going on, but whatever does go on tends to happen overnight. I mean, the intraday action has just been stupid lately. I mean, just you have either a big move down or big move up, and then you have a whole lot of choppy nothing going on throughout the rest of the day. I don't know. I might go ahead and get out. Take my very small profit and move on. You can see 2850, they're throwing a brick wall of sell up there. Yeah, I might go ahead, pull my 10-minute one more time. I mean, we still haven't even crossed that zero. I mean, we're still up a point and a quarter. So let's see here. Let's see if we finally get that move up. Like I said, I might just go ahead and cover my profit and move on. I always do too early, but I'm at least going to get it set up to close. Probably set it at that 29. This is about what was going on last night. We had a whole lot of nothing going on. I was up on my position. I set my limit at 29.87. It sold, and right after I sold, it blew through it. Let's take a look real quick. So it came right up to that. Yeah. So that's going to be a brick wall. You can already tell. It's been pretty much the last 20 minutes now. 5 minute. Still a little bit. I mean, we just now are crossing here too. Patience. Sometimes I can be too patient, though, and it ends up biting me in the ass. So, let's see. I guess it makes sense that we're running into a lot of resistance there. Another rejection. Jeez. Really? Dow's even pulled back a little bit. Actually, the Dow's up about 85 now. I believe it's up around 102 at the high. Get it pulled up here. See, it's up about 81 now. VIX is still pulled back some, right around that 1625 level. Oil still doing crazy, right around that 58 level. So hopefully, again, everything's still doing all right. And like I said, I mean, if you all have any stocks you want me to take a look at, or any ticker symbol, same thing. If you have any questions, just shout it out there in the chat. That is what we are here for at the end of the day. Because right now, there's not a whole lot really going on. And I'm starting to get bored. Let's take a look at why could we. And we're right in between the trading range of the last few days. I mean, we've seen lows of around like that 29.80 level. We keep slowly but surely just creeping out new highs just day by day. I mean, only by like 1 to 2 points, but I mean, we just keep slowly but surely creeping out some highs. Had a newer high this morning at 29.91.75. I want to believe that I thought today we were going to go up to 3,000 in all honesty. I thought that Thursday or Friday as well. But man, we are taking our sweet time getting there. I think the market is still, to a certain degree, kind of on edge about is anything actually going to come of this whole China trade discussion stuff. Which, I don't know. I don't believe there is. I think it's just the same news story, different day. But I hope I'm wrong on that. Hopefully something of some sorts finally happens. But I just don't have a whole lot of faith. I mean, China's just a shitty communist country at the end of the day. They don't care. They would crush their economy to just win, which we won't. So it's almost looking like we're trying to get across here on the MACD on the 5 minute. I don't like that. It's just some ridiculous movement this morning. Literally just like 2 to 4 points. I mean, you can get better movements. And like I said, overnight has been where my money's been made lately, trading the stock market right now. The intraday action has just, I mean, I think almost everyone could agree with that. We were talking about that in our Discord group chat. The intraday trading has just been like, I mean, why are we even attempting to trade it? Just sleep during the day and I guess wake up at night to trade because, I mean, intraday stuff sucks right now. So, but on that note, I guess if you all don't have any questions or anything, then I guess I will go ahead and hop off. I will keep you guys updated in the Discord group chat. Like I said, if you're not in there already, the link's in the description box. I'll keep you all updated, of course, on that position, whatever the hell decides to happen here. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, definitely make sure to smash the like button. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you here. And I plan on doing another live stream at some point tomorrow. Like I said, I always keep you guys updated in Discord about that. But hopefully you guys are staying green. Like I said, I mean, we're still up so far this week. This position, we're pretty much at break even right now. To start the week, we're in the green, 32.50 before fees and commissions. And we're waiting to see how this trade's going to play out right now. But hopefully you guys, like I said, are starting out the week green. Hopefully you guys are having a great week. Like I said, one last time, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button below. We'd love to have you here. But until next time, guys, keep on going out there, making your profits, covering your profits, and achieving your financial freedom this year. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's live stream. Take it easy, guys.